Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer, and today I'm in Surrey, and I'm teaming up again with the one and only Chris from the Hairy Wanderers. Hello, Chris.
Hello. Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good. Thanks. You?
Yeah, no, I'm very good. Now,
good.
if you remember, some months ago, not too long ago, you and I went out exploring the tower, the Bookham Tower.
Yeah.
And Lewis Carroll's grave. So do check that video out. But we're not doing that today, but we are back in Surrey. Whereabouts in Surrey are we, Chris?
We're at the Chilworth Gunpowder Mills.
Ah, yeah, gunpowder mill. I have been to a gunpowder mill before down in Cornwall, but this one a bit nearer to home.
Yeah, it definitely is for me. Yeah, it's only down the road for me.
So this is a trail now, is that right?
Yeah, it's a natural interest area, and it's a registered monument as well, apparently.
So we're in Chilworth, which is near Guildford, about what, 3 miles southeast of Guildford, something like that.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, about 3 miles. Yeah.
And we have the river Tillingbourne.
Yeah, the Tillingbourne River. Yeah,
which would have powered these mills.
Yeah.
And we know also that this is quite a historic spot because there were several mills along here in the past.
Yeah. It's been everything from from paper mills to corn, fulling.
And I read that there was a wire mill.
Yeah, I've not heard about that one. But that's quite interesting.
Apparently, it only lasted about 3 years because they poached people from another mill, and somehow that was frowned on, and as you would imagine, and it was closed down. But we're interested in the gunpowder mill, and behind us is a building that still exists, and this is at the entrance of the whole gunpowder making factory. And this would have been, what would this have been used for?
Well, this is when they used to come. This is West Lodge. When people used to come in here with their hobnail boots on, which they used to have in the days, and they'd have their pipes and things because everybody smokes. They'd have to leave anything that could cause a spark.
Yes, of course.
In this building before they were allowed to go in and then start work. Because the idea being, if a hobnail boot hit a little piece of flint or a piece of stone in the ground, which there's a lot of,
there'd be massive explosions.
Yes.
And nobody wants that. Right, we're gonna take a stroll up here, and there's remnants of the gunpowder factory, and we've picked up a little information sheet which tells us some of the facts along the way. Yeah. So, should we get cracking?
Yeah, let's get a move and go and see what we can find.
Let's do it. Chris, there seems to be something here.
Yes.
There's a post, which we should point out. There's these posts, which are every, 20 yards or so. Yeah. And they indicate something to look at, which references what's on the map on the map here. And so we have here not very much.
No, not much left of it.
Not much left.
It looks like it might have crumbled and fallen over.
There is this remains of some sort of building, but we know from the map with the information on that this was an old dusting house.
Yes, this was a dusting house.
So what does that mean, and what would that have involved?
From what I can gather, from what we've read and everything else, the dust, a bit like granulated sugar, it has a very fine powder in it. Well, that very fine powder was obviously swept up at the end of it and then put back into the system, so making it back into gunpowder, so they weren't really wasting anything, if anything at all.
So the gunpowder is, they've mixed it somewhere along the chain. Yeah. And this is like just extracting the dust from the granulations.
And then thinking about it, you wouldn't want to have all that powder just lying around the floor, and you've got to get rid of it somehow.
Yes, because it's so dangerous.
And you can't burn it.
No, you can't burn it. And the whole trail is a bit like this. You've got these funny bits of old building which you can interpret, use your imagination, speculate a bit, try and read up on it, which is great. And then you've got all this wonderful nature around, all these trees, different trees. Yeah. So that's great. Shall we press on?
Yeah.
Let's see what else there is.
Let's carry on down here and see what we find.
Chris.
Yes.
We found a building.
Yeah. This is the Expense magazine.
Ah. Oh, this is a brick building with a corrugated, metal corrugated roof in a dome shape. All complete, not been destroyed or whatever. It's in good nick, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's number 10 of the expense magazines. I assume by the number 10 painted here on the side.
Come around here and tell me what an expense magazine actually is. What does that mean?
So it was used for the different stages of the gunpowder production, the different things that they would have in the process. I'm imagining saltpeter, charcoal, and whatever else was to put in.
Yeah.
Whatever else was to put in gunpowder.
I did look that up some years ago, but it's amazing how your brain forgets it when you're on camera. But yeah, so they would keep the separate components in huts like this. It's interesting because this whole trail goes on, I don't know, what is it, half a mile or something like that?
Probably about that.
The whole factory, you know, you think of a factory being in a building, all contained quite close together.
Yeah.
But you've got, using the Tillingbourne stream or river, it's using the power of the river to turn what we're going to see in a minute. Great big millstones, which is doing the grinding. But presumably they wanted to keep it all separate because it was so dangerous.
I mean, you didn't want to have, you know, gunpowder in one particular place, I suppose, or the whole place being gunpowder.
Yeah, exactly, because everything they've invested in would just go.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's stroll on.
Okay.
Now, I gather, you know, gunpowder, it's not going to be safe, that there was, in fact, an explosion.
There was, the Corning house, which is just up here, actually.
Oh, right, the Corning house. Oh, okay.
Which is where they used to make the gunpowder into the small-sized granules.
Yes.
And apparently there was a resident who used to live down Halfpenny Lane, or Halfpenny Farm, which is just up the road from here, or was up the road from here. I'm not sure if it still is or not. It was probably quite a long time ago. And he witnessed it, apparently, with the explosion. Apparently it was like two massive claps of thunder and lightning, and he was knocked to the floor. And when he came to, amongst all the smoke, he noticed that the Corning house was completely gone, and there were meant to be 6 men working in there, and they never found a trace of them. They were just completely blown to pieces.
Hello. Which one's this one?
This is Buddy.
Hello, Buddy.
Cuddly Buddy.
Cuddly Buddy, yeah, nice to see. So what caused that explosion?
It was a hobnail boot on the floor, which they were meant to take off.
Spark.
Back at the hut, so we started off at.
So that just goes to show you how important it is. Are we dancing tonight? Right, now I know that up here is something impressive to look at, so let's go up there and have a look.
Come on, Buddy.
Chris. Wow. Tucked away under a yew tree. All sort of quite discreetly here, massive, great big millstones. I mean, they're huge.
These look actually larger than the ones that are a bit further down.
Are they?
But these are left over from an incorporation mill that actually fell over, collapsed.
Oh gosh.
So maybe when they built a new one, they used a different size axle.
Yes, because this is, I mean, that's an absolutely massive thing, but then you'd need something that sort of width, I imagine, if it was a big piece of wood or steel or something, because these must weigh a few hundredweight.
A few tons.
A few tons of
a couple of tons.
And look, you can get to see the thickness of these. Amazing.
One snapped in half.
In half. So
it makes actually quite an interesting sort of noise, actually, as well.
Yeah, lovely feature to just discover in the landscape. This is magnificent, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are incredible. I mean, look at the size of that. It's up to my chest. These are the Grindingstones, and like the one we just saw in under the yew tree, they are massive.
Yeah, they are
absolutely massive. And they've been put in here in this sort of like a wall, haven't they? Do you know why?
Well, apparently to stop the blast. If there was ever a blast from the incorporation mill that we're standing by,
right,
that would hopefully protect anyone who was walking by or working in the vicinity of the area from debris and shrapnel.
No, of course. So I mean, these are amazing, and presumably they got worn out at some point, and then, as you say, stacked up here. Just behind us is obviously the remnants of what would have been a building. It's no longer there, with a big area, a circular base, which is the bedstone.
The bedstone, which these would have sat on top, and just over there was the steam engine for.
I see. So it was driven by steam.
The
water obviously coming in from the river. Turning these amazing stones and grinding down the ingredients to make the gunpowder.
And then just over the back, I'm presuming is part of the old chimney, because it said that the chimney used to have like a guard on it, stop the sparks from coming up.
Oh, of course.
Obviously, you don't want that in a gunpowder factory.
It's something you don't think about, isn't it? That you don't want sparks coming out the chimney in a gunpowder mill.
Yeah, no, you don't. No.
I mean, the precautions they must have gone to try and avoid explosions must have been pretty extreme. Although, like you said earlier, one tiny spark from a hobnail boot.
Yep, and the whole place goes up.
Yeah. Oh, it's incredible. It's a very impressive sight, Chris.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a lovely place to come for a walk. It's a great place to come for a picnic as well.
And also great if you want to just have a bit of a scramble about. But at the end there, those big buildings that you saw us having a quick sort of poke around. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And yet we've been here and we've only seen just a few people walking along.
Yeah, it's not a very busy place at all. It's very quiet.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, and yet there is this wonderful path, and it's beautifully looked after in terms of the information. We've got the map again here. We've come to the other end of the whole trail now.
Yeah. We've come right to the other end,
of the Chilworth powder mills. Thank you so much, Chris.
That's all right.
Don't forget to check out Chris's channel, because you've been here and made a video.
Yeah, I've done a video here, yes.
And you take your dogs and you go and make videos all over the place, which is great.
Yeah.
Give us the name of the channel so people can look it up.
The channel's The Hairy Wanderers.
The Hairy Wanderers.
Yeah, and we're on YouTube, obviously. So
I'll put the link in description anyway. So check that out. In the meantime, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, become a patron, support what we do, throw a little cash this way, puts petrol in the old car. Always costs, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does,
you're in the same boat, so constantly having to make videos, constantly having to go somewhere, constantly filling up the car. Anyway, I'll be out and about somewhere else on the next one, so thank you so much for watching. Thanks, Chris.
Cheers, thank you.
Bye for now. Bye-bye. Now then, we've got to walk all the way back, have we? Or is there a quick route?